as a
Those fuckers need to be
momentary
checked on. Because that's
divergence.
where those are all the psychopaths in the world.
Right.
So, as a momentary divergence, we have our first question from the chat, and it is from Doc Griffin, and he asks, "What age is acceptable for a child to declare their sexuality?"
Well, see, that's the thing. And I actually wanted to bring that up in regards to a counterpart to what Moka said. Because as I said, and I brought this up in my video to Suit, there's legit studies or observations of children who start masturbating at the age of 2. And I've heard stories of children knowing that they're gay by the age of 3. So, because there's like blogs and blogs of questions that children ask, behaviors that they start doing, what is considered normal sexual habits or normal behaviors for 2-year-olds, and then what's considered not normal. So in my opinion, I have no idea. I don't know if it's when they start sexually developing, when they start those type of habits at a very young age, because again, they do around age 2 to 3, sometimes over the age of 1. I had a nephew and people like freaked out that I talked about this on my own channel. I had a nephew started freaking up in the couch in front of me and my grandmother, 1-year-old little kid. And it's just like, and again, there's parent blogs about it. There's scientific studies that children start doing this at the age of 1 or 2. So I honestly don't know when it's okay for them to declare their sexuality, even if it's okay for them to confirm it before puberty. As there are times where children's behaviors can be misinterpreted as having a sexual orientation opposite of what they actually have, and they're just really lovey or they're just really touchy. So like I have a few articles pulled up. So again, I don't know. I'm also not a parent. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Moka?
Okay. First off, when it comes to their sexuality, like I said, I knew very young. I cannot remember a time that I wasn't attracted to both males and females. I didn't fully understand it, and I also hit puberty very young.
Ouch.
I hit puberty at 9.
Oof.
And it was, and I still didn't know. I think it should be just say, okay, you like this? Good. I think it should be that. Oh, also, praise Doug. But sorry, it was in the chat. Praise Doug.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
I don't even know what that means, but
it doesn't matter.
It's an Optimus Christ thing. Just moving on.
It's just praise. Yes, just praise Doug. But anyway, as I was saying, I do believe you should just, if your kid comes up and you go, Mom, they literally could do it 5 times in a row. Let's just say one day they come up to you, Mom, I'm gay. This is how you should respond. That's great. Go on with your day. Because I swear to God, they're going to come up to you and go, Mom, I think I'm straight. And
That's
then
nice,
you're going to go,
honey.
oh, that's great, honey. And then they're going to come up to you, Mom, I think I may be a girl. Oh, that's great. Just accept for what they say. And if they continue going with that pattern, that's perfectly fine. If they start reaching, like, let's say, they still saying, let's say your 5-year-old comes up to you, Mommy, I think I like boys. That's great, honey. You leave it. If they still come up to you, like when it's time for the talk, which I do believe should happen between 13 and 14, and, progressively more throughout the time. You don't want it too young.
Right.
But that's normally the puberty age. And that's when, like, a lot of kids in my Catholic school, mind you, got pregnant, was at 13 and 14. Actually, there was one 12-year-old who actually got pregnant, too. So maybe a little younger sometimes. But anyway, it's all that, being told to do it. I could go into, like, a huge thing with Christianity.
So what I'm getting is both agree, for something definite, it would have to be after puberty.
Well, not just after puberty. Mm-hmm. I think either way, it just has to just be accepting, be a person, treat them like an individual. Don't treat them like what you want them to be. Don't like say, oh, my son likes to play with dolls. Put him in sports, kind of shit. Unless he wants to do sports, that's cool. Let him play with dolls. But I think it's healthy for a child to actually be able to, if they want to say what they are, Let them be what they say they are. And that doesn't mean you have to be gung-ho for it and, be like, oh, you want to wear pretty dresses? Like, let's say you take your kid to the store and he sees a dress you like. What would you do? Let's say he's like 5 and he wants to be princess for, Halloween. How would you take that change?
It would depend. Let me touch upon the other point before answering that question, because I wanted to touch upon, because I actually agree with Jolly Roger Bilgewater, where he says, I disagree with that. Kids accept whatever you allow them to because they're impressionable. That's part of their development. So when I have a child that if they came up to me and said, oh, well, I'm gay or straight, first off, my question would be, where the hell did you hear those terms? Who is talking to you about what? Is this words you caught on a television, internet, or did you hear adults talking? Why do you think suddenly you're a girl? So I wouldn't just let it slide and just say, okay, honey. I would actually be digging around as to why my child is suddenly starting to say these things when I myself have not brought up these things with said child.
I will tell you right now, it's completely school, because in Catholic school, by other children, not teachers, we were told that if you like the same same sex, you are a blasphemer, you are burned, you are going to feel the icy pokers that enter your flesh and slowly slay you. All right? That's the kind of shit I got. So where I learned about any type of sexuality was my friend. And this was like kids, because they heard from because kids normally have an older sibling. An older sibling hasn't learned to shut their fucking gab.
Right.
And that's where a good portion of that will actually come from is other siblings. It's going to be from other siblings, or it's going to be from observing and watching your parents. By, let's like going back to the kid with the makeup tutorial. His mom. He saw his mom doing makeup, wanted to do it too. Apparently, that's what he said.